So I decided to create my own tutorial because it seems like there weren't any good ones out there that explain it at a very basic level. So first we have to start out with a byte. And the first thing you need to know about a byte is that a standard byte is made up of 8 bits. And a bit can either be on or off. So computer systems are binary, which means either 1, which is on, or 0, which is off. So to put this in perspective, one standard character in your text editor is a byte. And that's made up of 8 bits. So if we think about this as a series of switches, we know that our computer system is binary, so that's like base 2. So going from right to left, we're going to label our bits. This is going to be 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. So because we're base 2, you can imagine that each one of these is 2 to the 0 power. 2 to the first power. So this is 2 squared, 2 cubed, 2 to the 4th, 2 to the 5th, 2 to the 6th, and 2 to the 7th. So for each one of these bytes, you're going to get 8 bits. So 2 to the 0 is 1, right? 2, 4, 8, 16, 32, 64, and 128. So if any one of these is flipped on, you get the value of this number. So we'll do another example here. So now in decimal, which is standard number system, when you're talking to your friends about numbers, you're talking in decimal. If you wanted to say the number 16, you would just say 16. But in order to represent that in binary, what we would do is we would turn this switch on, and we would leave all these other switches off. So this 1 byte, based on those 8-bit switches, we're going to get a numeric value of 16. But when we're talking about characters, it's going to be based on what's called the ASCII standard. So let's take a look at what that is. So here I've just pulled up ASCII from Wikipedia so we can take a look at it. And what I'm specifically looking at is this letter A. It seems like that's the one that you brought up. So this column is the decimal column. It's 65. And this is our binary column, right? So going from right to left, we see it's 1, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, 1. And if you notice, that's only 7 bits, right? The standard ASCII is 7 bits. When you get into the extended ASCII, that's when you get into 8 bits. But we know that the switches that need to be on are this first switch and the 7th switch. So here we are back in the drawing program, and we'll draw one more so we can get to that A. So we had that first switch on and the 7th switch on. And the rest of these are going to be off. So these are going to be zeros. So if we just follow our columns, right, we said in decimal it's 65. So 65 equals A. but we're in binary. So when we look at it in binary, this first one is on, so I have 1. This is going to be 0, 0, 0, 0, 0. And my 7th one is on, so that's going to be 64. And because 8 bits in a byte is the standard, we're just going to fill that in with a 0. So 64 is on, plus 1 is on. That gives us 65. So the encoding for the letter A looks like this in binary. So I just want to come back and just talk about what the maximum value 1 byte can be. So if we go and we look over here and we're at 2 to the 7th power, which is 128. So this is 0. So the idea is if we switched all of these on, what would the maximum value be? And all we would have to do to figure that out is add all these up. So the maximum value we can have in 1 byte is 255. And the minimum value, if we leave all of these 0, is going to be 0. So 1 byte can be anywhere between 0 and 255. Then I just want to explain one other thing. So you'll see this t-shirt every once in a while. It was popular when I was young, back when dinosaurs roamed around. But there are 1-0 types of people in this world, those who understand binary and those who don't. So you'll see this fairly often. So again, we go from right to left, and they're telling us straight away that this is going to be a 0, and this is going to be a 1, and then when you don't have anything else, it's just off. So these are all going to be zeros. So 2 to the 0, we know that's 2 to the 0 power is 1. 2 to the first power is 2. So what they're saying is there are 2 types of people in this world, those who understand binary and those who don't. And now after watching this video, I hope you understand it. If you have any questions, please let me know.